So how to push back. On a person not willing yet to engage via phone. So the point here is we do want to push back if they're not willing to engage by phone, because here's why. If someone won't engage via phone, we don't want to spend our time on that situation, because we can always find people who will. Does that make sense?
Yes.
We can always find people who will. And the second is, if someone won't engage via phone, their commitment and quality of advice may not be high. And then third is we will want to play 20 questions. And the asynchronous emailing approach is takes time, is hard to implement with all those questions. So if the message goes something like, hey, with the end of the year, timing is difficult, but I'll be happy to chat through email. So he's saying, hey, I'd like to engage on email. Feel free to contact me. All right. And this is nice because they talked, he engaged with your content and asked you a question back. So that's really nice. So in response to that, we can take this and open up another text box here. We would say, dear name, and because it's a holiday, we would say, dear name, hope you had a great holiday with your family. Thank you for connecting and offering to speak, or offering to be in touch. How would early January work for a short call? I would enjoy meeting you and answering your questions about testing. Would the week of 4 January or the week of 11 January work to find a time? Best your name. So this would be something that you send via LinkedIn, because they might not check it very often, but you need to respond to their LinkedIn message. Does that make sense?
Yes, I'm taking notes.
Cool. I'll send you this as well, so don't have to worry too much about taking notes. And then email, we would do something similar. So for email, because he asked to be in touch over email, we would say,
So,
dear name.
the previous one's LinkedIn.
Right. So he asked, right. So this individual said he wanted you to email him. So you would send him both a LinkedIn message and you would send him an email as he requested.
Okay.
So we would go in here and say, dear name, hope you had a great holiday with your family. So I would just say here, following up via the email you provided. Let's just start with here. Hope you had a great holiday with your family. Thank you for connecting. Thank you for connecting and offering to be in touch. Following up over email as you requested. in LinkedIn. How would early January work for a short call? Question mark, period, doesn't really matter. I would enjoy meeting with you and answering your questions about testing. You know, if I know you had mentioned emailing back and forth. However, call might help us connect better. Something like that. And you can put this back over here. But I actually don't think you need to say that. I would enjoy meeting you and answering your questions about testing. I don't think we need to go in here and mention that. Just mention I would enjoy meeting you. So keep it focused on them and not on what you want, but on the meeting of the person. That's really kind of key thing. So what I would do is in the future, just copy this. I'll send you both. I'll send you these now so you have them. But when you get somebody asking to be in touch or saying they're really busy, you know, these apply to if someone says, again, we're pushing back. Pushing back. That is the thing we're doing. So I'm too busy, or how about emailing, or how about texting, or they have some questions and don't say yes. And then also when they say no, I am too busy. We always push back. We always do. Because if no one's going to advocate, if we are just having like no backbone and we're just like a piece of like, I don't know, just like, I don't know, just a rock, if we're not sure what the right thing is, but if we're just completely just not taking any action and we're just kind of frozen there, you know, companies don't really appreciate that either. Like the things that a company will appreciate about us is we have a goal, like our boss has a goal for us, and we have maybe somebody in another department who has some information, and it's hard to get the information for the boss. But we have a way of following up with that person who, if they say they're too busy, or if they don't say yes, and we just understand that this is our goal and we're going to politely try to pursue it. Now, in the case of a boss relationship, if the other person in the department isn't going to help you, then you would need to let your boss know. Here, we are just pushing back as a matter of practice. It's our practice to do that. It's our practice to be polite and still try to go for the things that we want. So when they say these things like, no, I'm too busy, and if they don't respond at all, right? The other thing is no response at all. This is where we follow up. Anyway, so it's not really a pushing back, it's just a following up. Okay, so let me send you these. Do you have any questions about the pushing back and following up piece?
No, I'm good with
Okay.
that.
Yeah, so it's just us maintaining our focus. It would be like we get a homework assignment and we haven't memorized the formula, or we don't really totally remember the process that was taught in class, but we have access to our textbook. So instead of looking at the homework assignment and throwing up our hands and saying, I can't do this, We say, oh yeah, our professor covered this last week. Or I think it was a book where this material is covered. I'm going to go back and reference that material in the preparation for my answer. Same situation here, except we're in the context of an interaction with a human. We don't get the immediate response or immediate result of yes, when can we speak? But something less than ideal like no. Well, okay, we just go back to our recipe book and think about, okay, what do I do here in this situation? Oh yeah, I'm supposed to push back. And that's how we go ahead. And then if they say no, then that's fine. We accept a no. The result really isn't so much important here as much as the process. So if the result is a no, then we push back. If the result is a second no or silence, then we typically move on. But we always push back if someone doesn't immediately respond with a yes. Okay. So in that case, let's go ahead and go to this person here. Let's see here. Make sure we're back messaging with this person and open this up. And we can just go in there and say, dear Sergey, hope you had a great holiday with your family. Thank you for connecting and offering to be in touch. Following up over, and we don't need this because this is the LinkedIn version. How would early January work for a call? I would enjoy meeting you and answering your questions about testing. And then signing off, of course, being careful about copying templates. And then may I have permission to send this?
Yes. Well, we have gone through it. It looks fine.
Okay. It's your account, so I just want to be sensitive to that. So this is kind of how we would do this, and then we'll just go through. So Jared, Brian, Akib. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 messages. So responding to all of these in one day would be a fair amount of work. It'd probably be, an hour or two. But if you're open to it, I would recommend clearing your backlog of messages. The most recent one being, let's see, 2 days ago, on Wednesday. So just that habit of going in every morning, following up, and clearing your message plate, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
I think that's just a good, and it's not about, it's not about so much like the job search so much as about getting the results as it is just following this process, even when you don't completely understand it and don't think it. I'm not suggesting that you don't understand it, but I'm saying like even when something like that I'm saying isn't like you don't understand the benefit of it or it doesn't deliver an immediate benefit, just following that process is extremely valuable. It's one of those things where, similar to like working in a company, you might have a project that goes on for years and years. Every day you go to work, you work on this one aspect of the project. It doesn't produce the immediate outcome, but it's in service of that larger goal. So just to go clear that plate would be a good thing to do.